You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Week 18, Miami Dolphins 14, Buffalo Bills 21. AFC East winners, Buffalo Bills. Miami Dolphins head to Arrowhead on Saturday night to play the Kansas City Chiefs. So much to get through, so much to say. First and foremost, I guess happy 400th episode. It's not a celebration that we would have liked, but it is what it is. We can't thank you enough for joining us for 400 episodes and hopefully the next 400 beyond. Charlie Touche, how are you?
It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. I got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, and the comments are going off in the chat. And I appreciate them. For one, I'm sure Kadeem appreciates them as well. The Miami Dolphins lose to the Buffalo Bills, 21-14. The Buffalo Bills came to Miami and took everything we worked for and rode off into the sunset like this was always ours. Like y'all thought this was yours, and Buffalo punked us. And we got little brother. And I know you don't have a little brother, Kadeem, or older brother. You know what I'm saying? But I'm your bigger brother, and you'll know what it's like one day when I come over there and bang you up at some stuff. But that's what happened, bro. But highlight the comments, Kadeem. Let's see what we got before we get the show on the road.
So we have Keith. He says, good evening all. Can't stay for the live program today as I have an early morning tomorrow. But as mentioned in the UK WhatsApp group today, many congratulations on your 400 episode. Well done. Robert Ashton said, well said. Kenna ranking with a salute emoji. Cap for life. Heated. Says, gentlemen, Ryan Tannehill was the only quarterback besides Josh Allen who showed up yesterday. Shake my head. Definition of insanity is complaining about coaching after you fired your last coach for coaching. Worst collapse in franchise history. That stadium was full of blue and red. Embarrassing, bro. IMAX says, sup Kadeem, Charlie, and chat. Cap for life says, I am wasting no time indeed. Kenna Rankin, see you, Cap. Houston and Cleveland turned their teams around in 1 year. 2 picks in last 4 years in week 16 and 17. Do you see a pattern? Cap says, Cap, you heated, I see. Kenna Rankin says, I told you, although. And then Cap for life says, you, my dude, regardless, bros. Cap, Kenna, IMAX, everyone in the chat, Robert Ashton, Keith, thank you so much. Like we said, so much to get through.
Kadeem, I wanted to start the 400th episode with a bang. I wanted Kadeem Simmons to come on an episode and say, I told you that Tennessee Titan game didn't matter. That's what I wanted. I wanted you to come on the 400 episode and throw it at me. I'll be like, dang, he got me. But here we are. Listen, let's get into this game. All right. What's up, Hannah? I see you. Let's get into this game. All right. So Cap for life just said Tannehill and Josh Allen were the only 2 quarterbacks that showed up in week 18. And I disagree because Josh Allen didn't even show up for the first half. And Josh Allen, shout out to Tim. He asked, yo, is the pressure going to be on Josh Allen? And is he going to glitch like he usually does? Josh Allen had 3 turnovers in the first half. 3 turnovers in the first half, Josh Allen, right? So it's like, listen, I'm going to be very clear. I didn't think we were going to win this game. And I got ready to watch the game, and I watched the game, not believing that we would win the game. And then it started looking pretty good. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. And then that's when they punched me in the stomach. Like, you thought we was gonna win for you? We thought we was gonna pull this off for you, bro. Like, we just wanted you to be more attached. You know what I'm saying? So we could break your heart even harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I thought I was safe. I'm like, look, I'm safe. I have removed my feelings. You feel me? That's when they brought me back in, played good ball. You know, I tried to remove my bias. I try to remove my my Dolphin bias, my bias for the coach, my bias for the quarterback. I try to remove my bias and just look at it as football. And I didn't think the Dolphins could win this game. So when we were playing, I was still like, you're doing good, but this is not enough to really win. But now the fan kind of kicked in. The fan side kicked in. I'm like, man, I hope we could do this. And now I'm like, well, 1 o'clock Sunday sounds a lot better than 8 o'clock Saturday on Peacock that I'm not gonna buy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at the scenarios. Lo and behold, didn't take long, and now we got Tyreek Hill returning the Arrowhead for the storyline.
It's funny because it's always the hope that gets you. Like, as that game's going on and it's like 14-7, it's like, we can do this. Like, you've got the turnovers on your side. Like you said, Josh Allen didn't turn up in the first half, and you're just going, we can do this. Come out second half, keep running the ball, don't turn it over, and just, like, by any means necessary, get out of the stadium with the win. And there's so many places that I want to get to, so many places which we could take this, but it really is the hope. It really is the, okay, you somehow find a way where you're down 7, but you have the ball in your hands, and it's not even a situation where if you score a touchdown, you need to just go for 2 to win the game. Take the tie. And taking the tie is probably the best scenario, because then you play Pittsburgh and you're like, yo, this is our interception, game over. And it's there's so much to get to. As always, social media turns on the team. You have articles in the media saying that Mike McDaniel's on a hot seat. I guess not surprising. You've got people saying, we told you to was not the answer. This is going to happen over and over again. It just gets to a point where you kind of just have to just shrug your shoulders and go, yep, this is to invoke the, our great friends, same old Dolphins. Just same old Dolphins.
All right, so how about this? I do want to do this, because the broadcast actually said this, and I knew it before going into the game. Dolphins had 12 different O-line combinations. Like, offensive line combination, we had 12 different, and it's the second most in the NFL. The Bills haven't had a different O-line, and I think that's erroneous, actually. I think they had one O-line change for like maybe a half or something like that. And the only other team that is up there with the Bills is Baltimore. And there's a pattern here. You know what I'm saying? Like, your O-line is intact, it's cohesive and cool. Now look at the two teams. The 1 and 2 seed have the most cohesive O-lines in the NFL, ironically, right? Everything you just said, Kadeem, is accurate. And I'm gonna nip this in the bud. Kadeem, you ever had an illness or an injury and you weren't sure what it was? And as humans, maybe more so an illness, like not just the average cold, like, yo, I think something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I had something wrong with me, right? Like, in my stomach, right? This is years ago. I had something wrong in my stomach, and I automatically started thinking the worst. I'm like, yo, what if this is it? You know what I'm saying? Like bro, just the worst. When it's the unknown, you think the worst, bro. And the reason I say that, and I could liken this to a relationship too. I just keep going with me. How about that? I'm in a relationship. Baby, I need more affection, and this is not current. I need to be clear. This is not current, baby. I need more affection. You know what I'm saying? Where's all this affection at? Well, I wanted a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want a friend. I wanted a girlfriend. I need my affection, and I'm gonna nip this in the bud. I'm sorry, but I got to do this. And then we break up eventually after months, maybe a year or whatever. And then I take my lack of affection and my insecurities of, man, this chick ain't give me no affection, right? And I get into a new relationship, brand new chick, whole new different chick. And she might not show affection early. And then all of a sudden I'm like, no, I need more affection. Like, yo, stop bringing your jaded past of the Miami Dolphins into this team. I understand. Yo, you a Dolphin fan, Kadeem. I am a Dolphin fan. We have Dolphin fans that are older than us. We have Dolphin fans that are 50 years old, 60 years old. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But this is not the head coach that blew it like Flores blew it. This is not Philbin. This is not Wanstead. This is not Jimmy Johnson. This is not like, yo, this Dolphins team is none of the other Dolphins teams. All right. So all that being said, reason why I say that is there's already some talk about McDaniel on the hot seat. And you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I almost took the bait with that Flores thing, and I did take the bait with it. Flores not on the hot seat. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, he was fired. I'm gonna be real with you. Unless there's some behind the scenes stuff going on with Mike McDaniel in the front office, he's not going nowhere on coaching merit. He's not on no hot seat, bruh. He inherited a team that was a playoff team, and he took the team to the playoffs twice. Like, bruh, dog is not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere if we're talking about the merit of coaching. You know what I'm saying? So he's not on the hot seat. Is there pressure? Sure. There's pressure. It was pressure last year. Like, yo, it's pressure. You inherited a pretty good team. There's pressure last year. There's pressure this year. There's more pressure. But it's not a hot seat, bro. The seat not even lukewarm yet, bro, if I'm being honest with you. And everyone already talking like the season's already over. You feel me? Like, oh, it's over. Pack it up. We done. But go ahead, Kadeem.
So there's loads of comments, and this might be an episode where comments come up on the screen. We can't read them all out. We will try our best. So IMAX says, I don't let my hopes get up anymore. Too many disappointments over the years, including some of Marino's games. Cap for Life says, Baby Tannehill beat us to Levitts. Robert Ashton says, hate being right when I said season was going to come down to the Bills game. Kenneth Rankin says, funny thing is Tua couldn't take advantage of them 3 turnovers. Cap for Life, as crazy as it sounds, I really like our chances against Kansas City. Robert Ashton, after watching the game in Frankfurt, it is possible. Cap for Life, Deshaun Watson beat the Ravens with a busted shoulder, Charlie. No, Robert Ashton, I don't have the mohawk. I did shave. I just couldn't bother to find a hat, so apologies. Kenneth Rankin says 28 showed up big time, though. Robert Ashton, 3 runs in second half. Cap for Life, that's another thing that really ticks me off. Not only did we get embarrassed, but on top of that, season ticket holders are getting called to renew their tickets 2 weeks before the Bills game. Mikey Jones says Finns might beat the Chiefs. Hopefully Kansas has a bad game. Cap for Life, this can still be a Disney movie in the making or a horror movie. Kenna says you'll want to put Tua team so much. No, you want this to be Tua team so much, but get angry when Mike puts the ball in his hands. Mikey Jones, I mean, if we beat Kansas, what are people going to say? It's possible we beat Kansas. Cat for Life with a few comments. The worst part wasn't that it was 1 minute left in the game. into a second down and you decided to throw in that interception. Only 3 first downs in 60 yards of total offense in the second half. I don't want to hear anyone blaming the defense again for the 15th year in a row. Kadeem, yep, sad but true. No exclusive. Mikey Jones thinks that Tua should have thrown the ball. Nearly finished with the comments. Cat for Life says, we all know the common denominator. My question to you is, are you still comfortable rewarding failure? Throw the ball every first down, Mikey Jones says, and rush Josh every play. Or rather they rush Josh every play and lose that way. iMac laughs and says, still the same stadium though. Cat for Life, we got to Butchberry changing the scheme to complement your style of play. We also did that with the RPO and Changeli. And Charlie, try and come on. Yeah, Charlie, try and come on, man. Enough with excuses. Next week, it's time. Terrible by Finns yesterday by Mikey Jones. Mr. Fanatic says the coach can stay. The QB got to go. Got to beat the Chiefs Saturday. Mikey Jones, we can't lose on ESPN Saturday night. Brett Story, we will get to this later on. Cat for Life, that's a great analogy. It's a toxic relationship. You don't want to let it go because you're afraid you're going to be better with someone else. I think we've just learned to let go and let God. Probably something else. Talked Up Joe says, time to show we can win a playoff game against a good team on the road in the cold, an all-one game. A lot of comments. Again, appreciate all the comments. It might be a case of, like I said, we get them up on the screen. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see them. If you're listening on the audio, yeah.
Dean said we won't be able to get all of the comments. We're gonna have to put them up on the screen, then proceed.
And then go through the comments. No, I think there's again quite a few things to follow on from you, Charlie. Sorry to go on. Expectations. As the season progressed and more players got hurt, my expectations changed. And it's like, I'm not even talking about the Tennessee game or anything. I understand before the game when it's like, next man up, no excuses. I think that's a perfectly valid thing to say when you've got 2 or 3 injuries. Like, okay, X is hurt, Jalen Waddle's hurt, and you don't have Isaiah Wynn. Cool, fair enough. In my opinion, it gets to the next man up can only go so far until you get to a point where it's like, listen, no team can overcome this many injuries. And if you can, that is absolutely amazing. So when you go be at home on the road, I don't care who it is. When you're at home in this situation against Buffalo, and if I miss anyone, I apologize, but the list is that long. You're missing your left guard, your center, your wide receiver 2.
I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. I don't think we got to do it. I think everybody knows Kadeem, and I really don't want to cut you off, but I don't think there's a Dolphin. Maybe there was Dolphin fans out there who thought we should still win this game, because I didn't think we should win this game. Like, I think we're irritated that it came down to this game. But if you were a Dolphin fan and thought, yo, we're the better team, I would question some things. You know what I'm saying? Can you win? Sure. There's times when you're the better team that night, and it worked out. Listen, for everyone who's coming at Tua's head and McDaniel and everybody else is like, yo, what did y'all expect with what Kadeem just said with this banged up team? But I'm not using it as an excuse. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that to be an excuse. Bruh, we could start at the top. McDaniel stopped running the ball, bruh. Like, you came into the game knowing that you had all these injuries and you had to figure out a way to scheme up a way to come out with a W. And it was working. And then came out the second half like he always does and switched it all up again. Like, bruh, like, what are we doing, bruh? Like, you had it. Tyreek Hill, $31 million. Came out, shout out to friend of the podcast, Jakeem Grant. Came out like a $31 million Jakeem Grant, bruh. He might not be a friend now, but still, you feel me? Like, yo, like, dog, like, you can't drop passes like this. You feel me? You about to cut me off, but I can't let you cut me off without mentioning the quarterback. You feel me? So shout out to Tua, but this is which other game did he throw the game in the pick? Was it recent?
So technically, and I was going to mention this. Technically, it's the Philadelphia game, even though like there was still time left on. But
Yeah. No.
but he's driving
Technically,
down the field,
yeah. We disagree. We disagree with that. That's not a game-ending pick. The
and that's what I
Philadelphia one
said. Like,
wasn't a
there's
game-ending pick. Yeah. So only ones I can remember. I'm about to get to you. The only ones I can remember, and holla at me in the comments if there's other game-ending picks, like the Green Bay pick on Christmas last year. That was a game-ending pick, and this pick was a game-ending pick. But other than that, bro, you threw the Tua threw the pick at halftime against the Ravens, and it was a game-changing pick. Like, oh, well, that changes everything. You feel me? You were only down 7 when he threw that pick, and now you're down 7 here, and you throw the pick. So, but everybody will have you thinking, oh, this is what he does. And it's not what he does. You know what I'm saying? He's done it. He did it now, and he has to be held accountable for it 100%. But it's like, again, what I said about the relationship, yo, this is not the same team, bro. Like everyone's saying, oh, this always happens. Wholesale changes, fire everybody, get rid of everybody. Like, yo, we just made the playoffs twice, like back-to-back seasons twice. One without a quarterback, by the way. You feel me? But wholesale changes, right? Get rid of the quarterback, get rid of the head coach. Come on now. So yeah, so Tua throws a game in the pick. Oh, he's not it. He can't get paid. Whatever. Like, bro, when's the last time Tua threw a game-ending pick? You know what I'm saying? Everybody got this Jay Cutler vibe about Tua that's not necessarily true. But go ahead, Kadeem. I'm gonna give you the floor.
So I was going to say, like, I was going to interject with the Mike McDaniel second half running the ball thing. For the mad genius that is Mike McDaniel, sometimes he's just mad. And I'm saying this as someone who has never coached in the NFL at all, never even coached a football game, never played a football game. But sometimes you try and outsmart your opponent. It's like, so it's halftime, and this is my perception of how things go. It's halftime, we're running the ball. You expect the Bills to sell out to stop the run. So we're not even going to try and run on you selling out. We're going to start passing. But in my opinion, it's like, hey, test the run. If they stop it, then you can try and pass it. But until it gets to that point, keep running the ball. So that's the first thing. We had this conversation a few weeks ago, talking about back and forth games, close games, can Tua get it done? And I'm generally not trying to bash on Tua right now. What I said at that time was this season. So if you look at, and it's I like an update it now, end of the season, playoffs, just all that kind of stuff. But we've lost what, 6 games this season?
Yeah.
2 of them, Buffalo, the first Buffalo game and the Baltimore game. Listen, the team gives up that many points, and you go, do you know what? Is what it is. I'm not calling those back and forth games. The other 4 losses, Tua has the ball against Kansas City driving down the field, ends with a turnover on downs. Botch snap, all that kind of stuff. So that's 1 loss.
Yep.
Hey, Tua, get the job done. But is what it is. Cool. Philadelphia, it's like I said, it's a technicality because Tua had the ball driving down the field to tie the game up, but there's enough time that, okay, there's an interception, but you could probably still get a stop, turn it around, all that good stuff. It's not a game-ending pick. It's probably a game-changing pick, and momentum switches back into Philadelphia's hands. They get the win. Cool, fair enough. Tennessee is one of those mad games, and you think, I don't know how you give up 15 points with like under 3 minutes left, but once again, Tua gets the ball in his hands, drives down the field, ends with a turnover on downs. Hey, dude, like, this is 3/2 times now, and obviously Buffalo. I say all that to say this. Again, it's the hope. It's one thing to have Buffalo or any of the team drive down the field, score the touchdown, and win. You go, do you know what? Tua did get an opportunity to win that game. But in those 4 instances, he did. And what's interesting is that after the Dallas game, when Tua drives down the field and helps us to a win, everyone's like, yep, Tua's it. He can now do it in clutch. Great, excellent, we move on. Literally 2 weeks later, it's like, dude, he has to go. I tried telling you all that good stuff. And again, I understand, but it's that flip-flop nature of not just Tua, but the team in general, where you're only as good as your last play. And teams or fans have now basically given up on this Miami Dolphins team.
Kadeem, listen, bro. I told you it matters how you lose, and it matters how you win. Like when you win, how did you win the game? Like, can you go home thinking we feel good about that win? You know what I'm saying? Like we could build on this, or was it, man, we don't even feel good about that win, but a win is a win. That happens. It happens, right? And then there's losses where it's like, man, we almost had it. We gotta dig it out. Whatever. It's no such thing as a good loss, but all right, that's a loss. We got to take it, but we could build on that. And then there's losses like, nah, bro, not like this, right? And it's the same thing with the fans. Like, yo, and I said it last episode, and I'm gonna say it again. It has become apparent that, in my opinion, Miami Dolphin fans, out of the 32 fan bases, probably in like the mid-20s. Like, bro, we don't know how to win. We don't know how to fan and win, like as a fan, and we don't know how to lose as fans. Like everybody is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And they have a right to be, for sure. You can do what you want. You know what I'm saying? But like, bro, it's like we've never been here, and now we don't know how to act when we win. We don't know how to act when we lose. It's the wildest thing. And this back to Tua, people act like he's never done it before. People act like he hasn't won. He hasn't come back and won. Like, and he's still, he doesn't do it. Like, bro, it's a football game. First of all, and I gotta point this out. All those games that you mentioned weren't back and forth games. Like we were down 21 to the Chiefs. There was no back and forth. We had to come back. You know what I'm saying? We were. You mentioned another game, but none of that matters. In my opinion, none of those are back and forth games. Like the Chargers game was a back and forth game. Tua went for 466, ended up coming out the victor. I want to say this. If you are of the we need a quarterback conversation, please tell me. This is G. Please tell me who you're gonna get. Like I am interested to hear what people think they can get instead of Tua. Like, are you gonna go get Dak? You know, like, let's go get Dak. How you gonna go get Dak? He's the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, who do you think you're gonna go get? Trevor Lawrence, the same Trevor Lawrence that didn't get his team into the playoffs, that's been wetting the bed the past 5 weeks. Like that Trevor Lawrence, I can't wait for the quarterback episode with Trevor Lawrence coming up. Like this, Trevor Lawrence gave me all the ammo I needed. Justin Herbert, where's Justin Herbert at? Joe Burrow, he's nice when he's playing, but turns out he might be injury prone. And I don't want to hear Joe Burrow ain't injury prone if Tua is injury prone, because they've been like nursing injuries and missing games, now missing seasons. Like, yo, like Joe Burrow got to get the injury prone tag. Jalen Hurts, the same Jalen Hurts is on like a 4-game skid out of the past 5. Who you gonna go get? Please tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody act like you have to be great all the time. You cannot lose games. That's what people act like. You know what I'm saying? So if Tua gets it, everybody else got to get it. Hurts, Herbert, who I said, Trevor Lawrence, he's not even a dude. He's just living on name value alone. He is wetting the bed. Trevor Lawrence had the most embarrassing fumble I've ever seen in football. And he didn't get it from nobody. But go ahead, man. And if you've seen these games where Trevor Lawrence wet the bed, there's no way someone could say they'll take Trevor Lawrence over to it. If you've seen those games. If you haven't, then go ahead with the name value thing. But go ahead, Kadeem.
We didn't ignore this comment or forget. Shout out to Creeper 700, says Bills are better. When you come back to win the AFC.
Yeah. Looks obviously for the audio listeners. Creeper 700 is a Bills fan. We have like over, I don't want to put a number on it, like multiple Bill fans on this podcast, and we rock with all of them actually. But yeah, you come back from the abyss. You look like you weren't going to make the playoffs. You win the division and become the 2nd seed and take everything the Dolphins had built and played for and was supposed to have. Yo, you got to get your credit.
Kennebank, I don't want this to be a bash to episode, but I'm willing to have the conversation if people want to drop comments. So Kenna says, someone that is mobile and Mike got to looking like an MVP. Imagine what Mike can do with someone that can do more. Before I pass it on to Charlie for this comment, genuinely, what makes this offense tick and work the way it is the accuracy. Like being, and again, I'm sure you'll say, well, he wasn't accurate on his interception. Cool. Yep, fair enough. Guy for interceptions, it is what it is. You kind of got to deal with it. But again, like, and Cap for Lap says Michael Penix Jr. looks good. Don't know a lot about him, but his injuries are not as worse. So Cap mentioned Michael Penix Jr. Cool, fair enough. How and where are you going to get him? Genuinely, because he's probably going to be like a first round pick before the Dolphins even pick him. He's gone off the board. Are you going to move up to get him? Because generally, if you're going to do that with the cap situation the Dolphins are in, how are you going to replace?
Bro, this is foolishness, bro. I cannot believe we're doing this, bro. No, I'll entertain it.
Yeah,
but it's foolish, bro. It's foolish.
So
like how Kadeem. I my bad. I forgot who left the comment. But listen, how you got the MVP? How you have an MVP candidate 2 years in a row, and suddenly he's not the dude? I need to know how you do that. The leader of passing yards this season, and it's not a made up stat. He leads the NFL in passing yards. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude who, like, in my opinion, and this it's an opinion, but as of today, it's a fact. Tua's worst game does not look as bad as Herbert's, Trevor Lawrence, and Joe Burrow's worst games. And Tua's best game is better than Joe Burrow, Herbert's, and Trevor Lawrence's best games. Like, it's a fact as of today. And I think it's going to be a fact throughout their careers. Like, it's so wild that we go from, hey, all right, Tua's a dude. He's the guy. You know what I'm saying? To he's not the guy. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do it. And just know this, Tua's going to get paid. And it's going to be like $50 million a year. And everyone's going to have a baby. Like what's going on here?
Yo, again, when that happens, legitimately, people are going to lose their mind. Like, and again, like going back to, so Carlos Sands says, apologies if I mispronounced your last name, is Mike McDaniel heading to be the next Adam Gase 2.0 of the Finns? Jesus, I hope not. Genuinely, there's a conversation to be had that Adam Gase gets the team into the playoffs, but loses quarterback, injuries, and gets blown up by the Steelers. But injuries completely ruin that team. Cool, fair enough. That's where I'm ending that conversation, because Adam Gase went on to do nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You know how I feel about Adam Gase. I feel like Adam Gase got a bad rap, but I will not defend him as much. Like, because he started 2 seasons 4-2 without a quarterback and a Jay Cutler off the couch, and made the playoffs with in one of those seasons without a quarterback. Like, yo, and then the mob got rid of Adam Gase too. Now, I'm not saying I advocated for keeping him, but I did advocate, like, yo, I don't mind keeping Adam Gase. You know what I'm saying? But it was wild how we had results with, he turned lemonade out of, I was going to say another analogy, but he turned nothing into something, and we still got rid of him. So now you have a coach that inherited a playoff team that has put the Miami Dolphins in the category of top. We were a top 10 offense last year for the first time since like 92. Like 92. This coach did it. And then this year we had like the best offense ever. Not ever, but in our franchise. Top ranked scoring offense in the league. But you're going to find another coach that's going to produce this offense. Like, are you serious? Now, I will agree that Coach McDaniel be blowing it sometimes. And sometimes he's like a glorified offensive coordinator, and he has the keys to the Ferrari. I for sure. But you got to give and take. Like, there's no perfect coach out there. There's no perfect quarterback out there. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this is just wild. And another thing is, this is starting to sound like the season just ended. When actually, Kadeem, and actually the season just began. Like, this is a whole new season now. You know what I'm saying? And we have an opportunity to do something that no one has ever done. And that's go in the Arrowhead and beat Patrick Mahomes for the first time in his career. He is 11-0 in the playoffs, and we have an opportunity to beat him. And spoiler alert, I think we win. I did not think we would win against Buffalo. I did not think we would win against Baltimore. I did not think we would win against Dallas, by the way. And all that's on wax. And now I think we're going to beat KC. So I can't wait. Am I going to be excited? I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I will. But I'm a degenerate, bro. I'm a Dolphin fan, bro. Like, this is what we get. This is it.
It's so again, there's a comment from Dante Lima. He says the big frustration with Tua for me is seeing defenses easily adjust during games to what he McDaniel want to do. Defenses are getting wise, and I feel like McDaniel has yet to find in-season answers. Kenner Rankin says, if our coach can't make adjustments, what makes you think we're going to win? And I think that goes back to the annoyance and the frustration with this team, in my opinion, and in others, is that there's games where, again, like the Baltimore game, like the first Bills game and the Baltimore game are prime examples of the first two drives, everything goes completely fine. Brilliant, perfect. Once the team adjusts, McDaniel doesn't adjust. Cool, fair enough. That's a legitimate gripe. Yesterday's game, Buffalo, like, we don't even know if Buffalo adjusted to stopping the run because we never tried to run the ball again. And that's the frustration bit. It's like, and again, Adam Gase will do the exact same thing. Get to halftime, the run game's working, and just go, yeah, I'm bored now. I'm gonna try passing. It's like, yo, are you taking a mick? And it's not like one of those games where sometimes the ground game isn't quite going, but you feel like a few more runs and it's going to get going. No, the ground game is working. You don't need to change it until it stops. And I guess people turn around and say, you don't want to get to that situation. But if it's working, why would you stop? And that's the frustration thing. But again, like you said, there's a real doom and gloom about the fan base. I can understand why. We have a game on Saturday. What I will say to that, and I don't know if you've seen the news, if people haven't seen the news, Van Ginkel is injured, Jerome Baker's season's done, and Cameron Good's season is done.
Hey,
very
Baker was
quickly,
playing hurt, and I seen it. But go
Yeah.
ahead.
And Mike McDaniel said you're going to see people play on Saturday who haven't been a part of the team, and it's a great hindsight situation. I don't want to say I told you so. I'm a guy living in London, just spouting his opinion on the internet. But when Bradley Chubb went down on the podcast, I was like, hey, go try and get Frank Clark or Justin Houston. Because you never know. We had Ndamukong Suh in the building. I feel like the Dolphins have done their homework. And I get it. Maybe they might not understand the complexities of the defense or whatever. You sign these vets and say, hey, see your job today? Go find a quarterback. It doesn't. It gets to a point now where, so very quickly, it's at a point now where I don't care if they can't learn the playbook if their job is rushing the passer. That's it.
I get it, Kadeem, but I think you owe it to everyone in the locker room to go with your guys first. I think you owe it to them. And now everyone looks around and like, oh, we dropping like flies. It's understandable when other people come in the building now, as opposed to, oh, let's go get Ndamukong Suh and he's playing 40 snaps a game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that don't sit well with people. So, like, listen, bro, shout out to Story. How we feeling about going in the playoffs? I'm gonna be real with you. I say it all the time. The Miami Dolphins offense felt like the Golden State Warriors of football. And you just can't find that anywhere. You can't find a coach quarterback combination anywhere that's going to replicate that. Yo, again, and I stayed away from the injury conversation the whole podcast. But it's a real thing. Like, it's legit. Like, I don't see how you went into yesterday's game thinking, oh, we're gonna beat Buffalo and our team is better than Buffalo. Like, I don't know how you did it. Like, I think it's a little delusion. I ain't gonna lie to you. And now, if you thought we were gonna win, that's fair. You can say I think we could win this game because I think we could win it. Yeah, sure. But we were not better. That team was different. It's a different team. It's a completely different defense than what we had at the middle of the season when we were booming. And Sherrod Steve hitting my phone talking about, yo, the defense passed the offense, bro. And it was a debate. What's carrying the team? The defense was carrying the team for a second. And that defense is not the same. So I feel good about going into the playoffs. And I actually think we're going to beat KC. So that's where I'm at, man. You want to get into bonus time, Kadeem? I know we got a lot more, but what you want to do?
Yeah, very quickly. IMAX, if you're still here, IMAX asked, it might have been after the Baltimore game, saying that in the off season, if the Broncos cut Russell Wilson, would you pick him up? And I say that because Cap for Life says, if Denver cuts Russell Wilson tomorrow, pick him up. Why? I genuinely need to know why. If you think Russell Wilson is going to come in, learn the offense, and look better than Tua in this offense, I would genuinely say this is a Madden. That only works in Madden. For how good any quarterback is, to bring in a quarterback essentially 5 days before one of your biggest playoff games in Lord knows how long.
I got something better for you. Kadeem. Tua has McDaniel and Tua has made this offense the number one scoring offense in the league, or number two. I think it's Dallas and Miami, but number one scoring offense in the league. Look like the Golden State Warriors of football. Tua is an MVP candidate. So you think Russell Wilson is gonna come in and look like an MVP candidate and put up like better numbers than this offense is? I don't understand the logic behind that. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why people think another quarterback is going to come in like Russell Wilson and have we went from number one offense to number one offense and gap in the rest of the league with Russell Wilson. Come on, man. But cool. Hey, you're entitled to your own opinion. Everybody got their own opinion. This was up. That's why we have a podcast. That's why we got a podcast. It's cool. Like, holla at us. It is what it is. Bonus time though, man. 400 episodes. It is fitting to be Dolphin fans and the 400 episodes be a L. It is. It just is. You know what I'm saying? Mental health is a real thing. But listen, someone said Justin Fields in the comments. I don't think Justin Fields actually reads plays. I think he wants to be a running quarterback. And if you want that, that's cool. If you want that, that's awesome. But look at what Stephon Diggs is doing in Buffalo now. Like, Stephon Diggs is gone as soon as he gets a chance. He can't leave now because it's going to be like $31 million of dead cap, and he can't get out. But Diggs is done with Josh Allen, and he's out as soon as they open the door. As soon as the window opens, he's gone. So I don't want a quarterback that's going to run all the time, and we have all these high-flying acts. You know what I'm saying? The Waddle and A-Chan and Tyreek Hill. You feel me? I want a quarterback that's going to dice them up, and I'm happy with our quarterback. Always been, always will be, unless he starts wetting the bed like Trevor Lawrence. Then I won't be happy with him. But y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. That's the second time in a row I messed up my own name. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Yeah, Kadeem.
So, Brett says, be careful asking for a new quarterback. Could end up with Sam Darnold for years. I don't want to do too much quarterback talk. And again, I genuinely get it. When you see the likes of Josh Allen yesterday on that, 3rd and 13, and he scrambles. And
yeah, that was crazy.
But it's one of the things where it's crazy. I can't tell you how many times we've sat here before a Buffalo game and say, hey, if there's one thing we've got to try and really stop is those third and longs and stopping Josh Allen from picking up a first down by scrambling every single time. But it's for how much you hate Josh Allen, it's something he's amazing at.
Hey, how many Super Bowls Josh Allen been to?
0. I don't know. Like we
No, I was just asking.
No, I think something that Brett said earlier about how do we feel about the playoff game, and again prior to the first Chiefs game, I sat here and said, hey, in some of these games, can the Dolphins offense score more than 21 points? Because we kind of know the Dolphins defense is going to hold the team to around 14 to 17, and again, it's like Kansas, we put up 14 points. Obviously, yesterday we put up 14 points. Did I lose Charlie? Charlie still with me? No, Charlie's out of here. Charlie is out of here. Let's do this for now. Can't find my little layers. Cool. When Charlie's returns, we will continue. What I was going to say was, and I don't want to have to repeat myself. No, before I do, hopefully Charlie comes back soon. Generally, thanks so much for 400 episodes. If you haven't already, drop a like on the video, drop a comment below how you feel essentially heading into playoffs. Are you confident? Do you think it will happen? If you haven't already, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Give us a follow on all the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and also, if you're feeling generous, drop us a subscription on Patreon/Go Time Dolphins. Let me check my phone to make sure Charlie hasn't called. He hasn't called yet. But yeah, Carlos says everyone wanted Herbert in Miami because of his arm strength. He had done literally nothing with the Chargers. Yeah, the callback episode is going to be really interesting. Had a long conversation with Tom Valentine of PFF earlier today, and I think the interesting thing about Tua is whether I think I would be absolutely shocked if the Dolphins don't extend him this season for a number of reasons. I'll be even more shocked if the Dolphins don't extend him at all and let him walk. I just don't think the Dolphins can afford to do that. But I genuinely understand any fan who sits there and believes that the Dolphins can't win a Super Bowl with Tua as Charlie returns, but his camera's set up yet. Yeah, I genuinely understand. Howdy.
My bad. My mic is down, but
no worries. I was just saying. So before you left, I was talking about obviously scoring 21 points, all that good stuff. The annoying thing about the Chiefs lost in Germany, which was at yesterday's game, and again, I'm not having to go at special team, defense, or anything like that. But both of those games, both offenses put up 14 points. And the difference in Germany essentially was that fumble return that the Chiefs had. And the difference yesterday was essentially special team. And it's like, again, it's that hope. You are so close. You need, I don't want to put it down to just luck, but because especially yesterday with the turnovers, all that kind of stuff. But it's those game-changing moments which the Dolphins didn't have in those two games. And my worry against the Chiefs on Saturday is that yes, we held the offense to 14 points, but like you said, this isn't the same defense. This isn't a defense that can rely on friend of the podcast Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, and Andrew Van Ginkel rushing off the edge. This isn't a defense that can have your linebacking core of Jerome Baker and David Long Jr. This isn't a secondary which has a healthy Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, and your DBs in, or your safeties in Fender Podcast, Javon Holland, and Deshaun Elliott. And if you're going to say this, Jalen Ramsey didn't even play in Germany, did he?
Ramsey did play. That was his first game back. And by the way, Jalen,
his first game, Raiders.
Raiders?
Yeah, wasn't his first game the Raiders because his first game he got an interception, and Mike McDaniel said he was going to get a pick six.
Yeah. He got a pick field goal. Yeah, Javon Holland only played 20 snaps yesterday. So, and Jerome Baker was hurt, running around hurt, all banged up. And it's crazy because people know this too. Like Dolphin fans know this, and they still run with the Tua and McDaniel didn't get it done. Like, it's crazy how that works.
Yeah, listen. Typical any given Sunday, all that kind of stuff. What I find interesting is that, like you said earlier, no team has gone into Kansas Arrowhead with Mahomes at the quarterback and beat them. Better teams, better, healthier teams have lost. And yet it seems that the Dolphins, I've seen people say it, the Dolphins have choked the season if they don't go into Arrowhead and win. And legitimately, I don't agree. The Dolphins choked the season by not winning the AFC East when they were 9-3 up. That to me is a choke job. I don't care essentially what the score is on Saturday. If the Dolphins lose in Arrowhead, I want anyone to tell me the team that has beaten Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City in Arrowhead. Until that happens, losing in Arrowhead in the playoffs isn't a choke job, isn't whatever you want to call it. It's just a way of life at the moment.
We're not going to lose. Listen, it's okay to lose football games, bro. Like, there's only one team that was undefeated, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 72. But it's okay to lose games. It's this unrealistic expectation of, yo, we got to have the best coach ever. We have to have the best quarterback ever, the best team ever, and we can never lose games. Like, you know, it's okay to lose a game and like, yo, yeah, that was a tough game. We got to get it back. We only lost 6 games. The games that suck to lose are the ones where it's like the Titans. Like, yeah, bro, riot about the Titans game. Riot about how you lost to the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Riot about how you lost to Buffalo the first time. Bro, it was a good game, bro. Like, it was a game. This is what football is all about. Jerome Baker and Eli Apple, of all people, making a stop on the 1-inch line. That's what football is. And I'm gonna say this on the next episode too, because my microphone is out of there right now, and I need to make sure y'all hear me right. Some of these games come down to one play. Sometimes it's a turnover where, yo, that could be the game right there. Tyreek Hill dropped the touchdown pass in Baltimore. That could be the game. That could be the difference right there. Jerome Baker, Eli Apple smack someone on a 1-yard line, stop him. That could be the game right there. 4th and an inch, push, goes the other way, turnover on downs. That could be. It could always come down to one play. You know what I'm saying? Now, the coach will tell you it shouldn't come down to one play, and if it does, then we didn't do our job, which is accurate. But in the world of sports, where everyone gets paid millions and millions of dollars, bro, they want it as bad or more than you do. And this is what the game is. So every time we take an L, if it is not an egregious L, which I don't think last night was an egregious L, bro. I think it was this is uncomfortable. It was home. It's a rival. Playoffs on the line. I don't think it was an egregious loss, bro. I really don't. I honestly, I just don't think it was that bad of a loss. Bad of a loss as people are making it seem. It hurt though. It's definitely hurt, and I think that was a cumulative damage. You know what I'm saying? But that Titans game was terrible. The Ravens game was terrible. The Buffalo first game was terrible. You know what I'm saying? KC, we slow start. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, I'm not tripping. It's the playoffs. It's a whole new season, and the Miami Dolphins have an opportunity to make history, which is having the toughest playoff schedule ever and making it to a Super Bowl. But you can't do that unless you beat Patrick Mahomes first, who might just be one of the best quarterbacks the game has ever played at home in 10-degree weather.
Listen, as IMAX says, congratulations on show 400. We
Thank you, bro.
genuinely could not do it without every single one of you in the comments, whether you've listened to this is your first episode you listened to or your 400th. We appreciate every single one of you, all the subscribers, all the listeners, the downloaders, every single thing. Like, I know we're kind of wrapping up here, but when myself and Charlie started this, essentially sending 10-minute WhatsApp notes to each other, I genuinely did not see 400 episodes coming. So as I said at the start, here's to 400. Here's to 400 more. Let's hope that we get a Super Bowl before we hit 800, because I can't do this every single season. But join us on Wednesday, where we essentially start looking forward to the Chiefs game. We shall see you on the next one. Peace.